Welcome to another episode of English Boost Hub. I'm so excited to be with you today. Have you ever waited for the perfect moment to start something? Maybe you've waited for the perfect time to learn something new, or start a project, or even take a small step toward a big goal. Well, today we're going to talk about why the perfect moment might never come and how you can create that moment for yourself. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Waiting for Perfection. We all know the feeling of waiting for the perfect moment to do something. Maybe you've said to yourself, I'll start this tomorrow when I feel more ready, or I'll wait until everything is perfect before I begin. It's easy to think that we need the perfect conditions to start something important. We believe that when everything falls into place, then we will be able to take action. But here's the truth. Waiting for the perfect moment often means waiting forever. The problem with waiting is that it can stop us from doing anything. We tell ourselves we need more time, more resources, or more experience before we can begin. We might wait for the right mood or the right opportunity. But here's the catch. These perfect moments are rare, and sometimes they don't even exist. Waiting can make us feel comfortable for a while, but in the end, we just stay stuck. Nothing changes, and we never move forward. Think about it for a second. How many times have you waited for the perfect moment and ended up doing nothing? Maybe you wanted to start learning English, but you thought, I need to be better at grammar first. Or you wanted to start a new hobby, but you thought, I need to be more skilled before I try. The problem is that if you keep waiting, you'll never give yourself the chance to improve. Perfection is an idea, not a reality. It's something we dream of, but it's not something that happens easily. Instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, why not start now? Even if you're not fully ready, taking small steps today will help you move closer to your goals. When you begin, you will learn along the way. You might make mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes help you grow and improve. The most important thing is to take action, even when things are not perfect. The moment you start, you begin creating your own perfect moment. The first step is always the hardest, but once you take it, you'll realize that waiting was just a way of avoiding the hard work. So, don't wait for everything to be perfect. Just start. Chapter 2. Take action and create your moment. Now that we know waiting for the perfect moment is not the best choice, the next important step is to take action. This is where the magic happens. Action is what moves you from where you are to where you want to be. But how do you begin when you feel unsure or when things aren't perfect yet? The answer is simple. Just start. When you take action, you begin to create your own opportunities. At first, it might feel difficult or uncomfortable. Maybe you're not sure how to do something, or you feel like you're not good enough. But here's the secret. Everyone starts from somewhere. Even the most successful people had to begin at the bottom. They didn't wait for everything to be perfect. They just took that first step. And as they moved forward, they learned and grew. You can do the same. Imagine you want to learn English. You might be nervous about making mistakes or speaking with others. But think about it. If you wait until you are perfect before speaking, you might never speak at all. The truth is, the best way to get better at English is by using it. Start by speaking a little every day. Even if you only know a few words, practice them. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. You might feel unsure at first, but the more you try, the more confident you will become. Every small step you take will bring you closer to your goal. The same idea applies to any goal you want to achieve. Whether it's starting a new hobby, working on your career, or building better habits, taking action is the key to success. And it doesn't need to be a big action. Even the smallest step counts. Maybe it's just reading one page of a book or writing one sentence in English. Each time you take action, you are making progress, and that progress adds up over time. Small steps lead to big results. It's also important to remember that taking action doesn't mean everything will be easy or smooth. In fact, you might face challenges along the way. You might make mistakes, and that's okay. Mistakes are not failures. They are part of the learning process. Every time you make a mistake, you get one step closer to your goal. You discover what works and what doesn't, and you learn how to improve. Taking action is also about building momentum. When you take the first step, you might feel unsure, but as you keep moving forward, things start to feel easier. Your confidence grows, and you begin to see results. You might not feel like you've reached the perfect moment yet, but that's not the point. The point is that you are creating your moment by taking action. And with each step, you're making that moment more real. Remember, waiting for the perfect moment means nothing happens. But when you take action, you create your own opportunities. Every time you move forward, even a little bit, you are building your path to success. So, don't wait. Start today, no matter how small the action is. And as you keep going, you'll find that the perfect moment was created by you, through your actions, your effort, and your courage. Chapter 3. Learn from your journey. Once you start taking action, it's important to understand that the journey is just as important as the goal. As you move forward, you will face challenges, make mistakes, and learn valuable lessons. The key is to stay open to learning and growing, because every step you take teaches you something new. In fact, the journey itself is what makes your moment perfect, not the end result. When you begin a new project or goal, it's easy to focus only on the outcome. You might think, I just want to be good at this, or I want to finish quickly. But if you only focus on the end result, you might miss out on all the lessons that come with the journey. The truth is, the process of learning and growing is what makes the perfect moment. Every mistake, every challenge, and every small success is a step toward improving. It's not about being perfect. It's about learning and growing along the way. Think about it. When you start something new, like learning English, you may not speak perfectly at first. You might make mistakes when you try to have conversations or write. But these mistakes are not failures. They are part of the process. Each mistake teaches you something important, like which words you need to practice or which grammar rules you need to improve. The more you make these mistakes, the better you get. And with every mistake, you are one step closer to your goal. You learn more about how to improve, and you get better each day. The same is true for any goal you set. Whether you want to learn a new skill, improve your health, or start a business, your journey will include mistakes and challenges. But those mistakes are what help you grow. If everything was easy and perfect from the start, you wouldn't learn anything. The challenges you face along the way are what make the experience rich and rewarding. They help you become stronger, smarter, and more capable. As you continue your journey, it's important to stay patient with yourself. It's easy to feel frustrated when things don't go as planned, but remember, growth takes time. It's not about rushing to the end. It's about enjoying the process. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a part of your growth. Every time you face a challenge and keep going, you're making progress. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. And the more confident you are, the easier it will be to keep going, even when things get tough. Another important lesson from the journey is that perfection is not the goal. Progress is. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect before you feel good about your progress. Celebrate the small wins along the way. Maybe you learned a new word in English, or you finished a small task. These small moments of progress are the building blocks of your larger goal. As you keep moving forward, you will find that the perfect moment was never about being flawless. It was about growing, learning, and taking action. So, embrace the journey. Learn from every step and remember that each moment you experience is part of the process that leads to success. The more you focus on learning and growing, the more you will realize that the perfect moment isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. With every action you take and every lesson you learn, you're building your perfect moment. Keep going and enjoy the journey. Thanks for listening to this episode of English Boost Hub. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with someone who needs to hear this message. Keep creating your moments, and I'll see you next time.